And so perhaps this redefinition helps hide that, helps obscure it, but it still doesn't help. Look, this is making it worse. What you're doing is making a lot of things worse. And I'm concerned that this shows up in a number of areas. I'm going to talk about some of those today. Shows up in your use of parole. It shows up on issues related to asylum. And it shows up in issues related to the detention of asylum applicants. Let's talk about parole first. In one of these efforts to disguise the political impact, to diffuse the political impact and disguise what's actually happening, you've started to rename things and rebrand them so that the numbers seem to be improving more than they actually are, but they aren't. It's come to my attention that you've created at least 13 new parole programs within the Department of Homeland Security. Now, I find this odd because you break them down by things like country of origin, but I find this odd because the statute itself creating parole, which is found in 8 U.S.C. 1182 D5A, says that the Secretary of Homeland Security, subject to certain conditions, may parole into the United States temporarily under such conditions as he may prescribe, only on a case-by-case basis for urgent humanitarian reasons or a significant public benefit, any alien applying for admission to the United States. So Congress went way out of its way to define that and to say this must be handled on a case-by-case basis. No broad grants of these are the kinds of people we're going to parole in. Now, what qualifies as an urgent humanitarian reason or a significant public benefit, in your view, seems to be anything that will appear to reduce regular immigration. This is so far afield from the definition that Congress actually authorized by statute, and far beyond what it's heretofore been understood to do and what the words themselves mean, which is to provide a way that somebody could come in the case of a medical emergency under that portion of the statutory language, or, for example, someone who is coming in under the public benefit prong from a foreign country who's needed to testify in a jury trial or something like that, and then be returned. Parole wasn't intended to be broad, nor was it intended to provide someone a permanent residence or a residence that can become permanent within the United States. And so this is really concerning to me. When we see this, I wonder how you can possibly defend the legality of this. It shows up further in the way that you're handling asylum. Let me ask you this, Mr. Secretary. Does anyone coming into our border have a